Jess. Okay, I think we are live. Hey, what's up, Thunder fans? Welcome back to another week of Thunder Things with the Thunder Guys. Past couple weeks, we've had some technical difficulties with the video stream, but I think we finally got it figured out.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, sure hope so, because I ran a test earlier and it looked all good. If it's not today, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might lose my mind. So, we'll see. We should be live, should be good to go. Everything should be clean.
Squeeze everything into an hour today.
Yeah, we're starting a little bit early today. The reason for that, we got an early tip-off. Thunder are playing the Wizards out in Washington, D.C. So we're going to try to... seriously, it looks like we are still having video issues. This is phenomenal. Worked just fine when I did it a little bit earlier, so...
maybe your interwebs are trash.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I was bragging about your good internet, and this is what you get.
This is what I get. So, I don't know. We're going to roll, and we're going to see if it clears up for me, and if it doesn't, then I don't know. I may just never show my face on the internet again. Let me... Well, since we're short on time, let's go ahead and just jump in. Let's start off with a weekly recap. Solid week. Thunder are rolling right now. 8 in a row. Best streak in the NBA. Active streak. And, I mean, not looking too bad either.
No, probably our best streak. I mean, I don't think we ever won 8 games in a row last year, did we?
I don't believe so.
It's probably our
actually,
longest streak in a while.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's tied for the 4th longest streak in Thunder history. I remember we had a solid one 4 years ago because from the day that my son was born,
we
had like, I can't remember, it was like 14, 12-game win streak, something like that. I'm not really sure.
That was the year we were like, what, the 2 seed in the West? Something like that?
Yeah, I think so. It was a solid year. So, but anyways.
Started off with Brooklyn.
Yeah, last Tuesday.
We went to that game.
Yes, we did. And it was more stressful than it should have been.
Yeah, I was playing at the game. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go. It was kind of one of those things where when you're having to recap and tweet, you know, it's sometimes better to be sitting at home. Yeah. But the way that it ended, I'm really glad we went. It kind of seemed like whichever team was going to suck less was going to win the game. Like, if you look at the starting lineups for both teams, it's like everybody's in the negative on the plus or minus. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got, Steven Adams was a plus 15, and then Paul George a plus 1. Other than that, every other starter for the Thunder was in the negative. Westbrook was 12 of 27. That's not terrible. He took a high volume of shots, but finished with 32
started
points.
Off not shooting well at all. We had several people online that were not happy at all.
0 for 4 from the 3. And then Joe Harris for Brooklyn. Somebody behind us said, I'm pretty sure tonight he's had his name called more than he ever has in his entire life. So it was just a weird game. Raymond Felton came in and saved the day at the end. Helped me out with a little bit of a Twitter argument.
We were arguing.
Getting after it.
With a guy on Twitter about our bench and their quality. And, you know, that's still...
I mean, I get it. They've been inconsistent, but so has the starting lineup. But, I mean, how many times have we seen Raymond Felton come in and do that now this season? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's been something that's happened, I wouldn't say regularly, but it's happened. So, ugly win, but I'm glad they won. There was 20 lead changes, 5 ties. That's impressive. Nets' biggest lead was 15. Thunder's was 4. Really fun game to be at.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, we would have liked to have been a little bit more consistent.
That last shot, I don't remember who took it for the Nets, but it looked like it went in from our angle.
I believe it was Spencer Dinwiddie. We definitely thought that it went in, and somehow it didn't. I saw the replay after the fact, and you could tell from the other angle that it definitely.
Yeah, but even from like the first replay angle, it looked like it.
It did.
Then Thursday we had the Wizards At home, Westbrook actually played a lot better. 19 of 29 for 46 points. That was his season high, wasn't it?
Yes, it was in season high for the Thunder. Nobody's scored that high.
Paul George struggled a little bit, 6 of 19. Still finished with 18 points. Only 2 of 9 from the three, though. I mean, when you rely on a guy like that for shooting, that kind of, puts a damper on things. But the Thunder played great defense, especially in the first half, only giving up 40 points, 20 in each quarter. And then second half defense struggled.
Yeah, I'll take that against the Wizards any day.
I mean,
we've kind of had differing opinions about them throughout the season. I think they're kind of playing well below their potential, not really all that great. But, I mean, they've done all right. They've done okay. Not as well as I think they could be doing. But, I don't know. It definitely could be worse.
Let's see here. Anything else from the Wizards game?
Man, I don't know. It was one of those, like, we were up big. What was our largest lead? Let me see.
Largest lead
19.
was 19.
We still ended up winning by 9. I mean, that's still pretty solid.
I mean, never let the Wizards take a lead, so that was good.
It's always a good
The game was tied up, but they never actually took the lead.
When we can lead from start to finish, I'll take that any chance we can get it.
Yeah, Thunder had 2 technical fouls. That one on Paul George right at halftime, because he was definitely fouled on that shot.
And, like, it was, I don't know. I feel like so many...
I don't remember the Steven Adams technical foul.
I'm trying to remember. I think that was where he kicked the guy on accident, right? He was pulled down. Yeah, Gortat was pulling him down. Remember, he kind of flailed his leg.
Oh, yeah.
And he kicked the guy.
Beal,
and, like, they tried to turn it into, like, a Draymond Green situation.
Yeah.
It clearly wasn't. I mean, it was definitely not the same type of thing. It was looked completely inadvertent to me. But what are you gonna do?
No, I agree. And then points in the paint, Thunder dominated, 60-40. They also had a 4-point advantage on second chance points and 11-point advantage on fast break points. So points in the paint, though, I mean that's something that's been consistent for the Thunder this season, especially with the offensive rebounding of Steven Adams. Man, the more and more I watch this guy play, the more I agree with you that he should have been an All-Star. I said earlier that I thought maybe he wouldn't have really fit in the All-Star game, but did you see his? It was last game. He caught the alley-oop flying through the paint. Man, he looked athletic.
Sorry, who we talking about?
Steven Adams.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my goodness, like, okay, maybe this guy could play in an All-Star game.
I just feel like, I don't know. When it comes down to it, people like to pick veterans, and I feel like at this point he pretty much is a veteran. People like to pick a lot of the guys that have been there. He's not a real big name in terms of across the league. I feel like everybody knows who he is because they either love him or hate him. And for whatever reason, he's become one of the more hated players in the league because of how physical he is.
Yeah.
But I don't think it amazes me how some guys are so favored and they're so much dirtier. Like, you look at a dude like Draymond Green where, granted, most of his fans are probably Warriors fans, but still all the same, it doesn't make any sense. So, but I don't know.
Then we went to Detroit for a night.
Detroit, this was a heartbreaking night.
It was.
It was a good win. Led by, 27 at one point. Went back and forth early, and then just took off and never looked back. Middle of third quarter, lost. Roberson.
Up until that point, it was kind of a boring game. Almost like the Thunder were just dominating so heavily. I saw other guys on the Thunder, Thunder Twitter, that weren't even tweeting about the game. They were kind of throwing random stuff out there. And it's like, are you that bored with the game? But, and then the Andre Roberson injury happened. I was at work, and, man, I was bummed.
I was super bummed.
I didn't want to be there anymore. It was
super bummed.
Kind of just put a dent in the whole. I mean, anytime, whether a guy plays on your team or not, when you see a guy tear up due to an injury, and
I got emotional watching him. And obviously it means something because he plays for our team. But I don't know since you were at work, if you were able to see what all the other guys on the team were doing. Adams is literally sitting, like, lying down next to him, trying to comfort him.
To me, that was awesome.
Russ is over there trying to talk to him. Melo said he had to walk away.
Yeah, he was standing at midcourt.
And it wasn't that the injury was, like, it wasn't a situation where you've got a bone sticking out or
Right.
something like that. But it's an emotional situation where you don't really know how to respond in that situation. And, I mean, I didn't know how to respond. I had such a hard time focusing on the rest of the game. Writing that recap was one of the harder recaps I've ever written. I wrote a lot in our 3 keys about Andre Roberson, what it's going to look like for the team moving forward, what is probably going to happen in terms of making a move, that kind of thing. And I don't know. It was upsetting.
Yeah.
Say the
least. Yeah, for sure.
As soon as he went out, you could tell total momentum change. The mood of the team. I mean, he was a plus 32 on his real plus minus on the court. Best of the game by
which
at least
is
4.
Crazy.
Well, he's actually been one of those. Like we talked about this early in the season, he was one of the only ones that was negative on the team. But now he finished. Now he'll finish the season as like 3rd best on the team. I think.
Right.
It's unreal. Once the offense got figured out, his defense really is what helped a lot of that. And one thing that stands out to me after the fact, the reason the Pistons were able to get back into it, look at the bench. Every single guy negative.
And then, Detroit, their entire bench was in the positive.
Their entire bench was positive. And it was just their bench outplayed ours. And thankfully, our starters outplayed theirs by a lot. But it was just frustrating because this is a game that never should have gotten close.
Right.
I mean, we were up by 27. We were up by 25 when Dre went out, and ended up getting within. The Pistons got to within 9 in the 4th quarter, and I was sitting there thinking, "Oh, have we really lost composure that much that we're going to lose to the Pistons?"
Right.
Like the Pistons were, they had a solid start to the season, but they lost Reggie Jackson. He's out for who knows how long at this point. Andre Drummond has really been arguably an all-star. He may end up. I've seen his name thrown into conversation. He might pick up John Wall's spot in the all-star game. I don't know if you saw. John Wall's going to miss 6 weeks because he has to have a knee scope done. He's not playing tonight in the game against the Thunder for the Wizards. So, anyways, it kills the momentum, kills the heart of the team. I don't want to say we almost lose, but definitely gave up a large lead, end up finishing off. And that leads us into the game on Sunday against 76ers. I have very few games have I wanted to go to as strongly as I did this game. And it was because I remembered the triple overtime in Philadelphia. More importantly, I remember Joel Embiid saying, "Oh, we'll see you in Oklahoma City," and Russ saying, "Bye-bye." And, of course, everybody was excited to see this drama play out a little bit more. Some people love Embiid and what he does in terms of bringing the drama. I am not a fan anymore because now I've been on this side of it for so long.
It's a classic case of like if he plays for your team, you love him. If you're a fan of any other team, I don't know how you can like him.
The thing is, here's my opinion. We've actually had our arguments with trash talk. I think there's a place for it, but in general, I try to lean on the side of sportsmanship. In professional sports, I feel like it's more allowed than like in high school sports because it's part of the drama. And obviously, like we watch UFC, that's what UFC is. It's half trash talk, half fighting. That's what it is. But when you are a dude who's not played a full season yet,
right, do something.
When you're a talented guy, don't get me wrong. But when you're a guy who has been injured for so long, he's like a 35-year-old rookie. Not really, but it feels like that because he's just been for so long. Like he finally had most of a season last year, so he could label it his rookie year. But do something like make the playoffs, okay? Right. And yeah, he had the big dunk on Russell Westbrook, which I still think was a charge. I think Russ was set. I think he was there. The argument was that he was leaning a little bit too early, and because of that, they probably didn't want to give it to him. And whatever. Let him have it. That's going to be the highlight of his career because he's not going to do much anything else in Philadelphia. I said in the preseason that I think they're going to play. I said they would make the playoffs. A lot of people were like, I don't know. But I said I thought they were going to make the playoffs. At this rate, I still feel like they probably are. But doesn't mean much. Who are they going to get wrecked by in the first round? They've got young talent, and that's about it. They're a poorly run organization. Trust the process wasn't started by the guys that are there. Okay, Markelle Fultz. How have they handled his whole injury? It's wild to me how they've handled all that. So, but anyways, I'm shocked that after he did the dunk thing, Russ came back and had a monster game. What did he finish with? 37 points, 14 of 33. Not great shooting percentage, but he started off, I think it was 3 of 13, and then finished, 11 for 20 the rest of the way? I'll take that.
1 of 6 from the 3. That's no bueno.
Yeah, and he had some monster dunks, though.
Yeah.
Paul George almost ended Embiid's career on that one.
Right, yeah.
He was looking for revenge for Russ, basically. Whatever it was. In the end, the Thunder get the win, and pretty handily, I would say.
I love the stare down at the end that Russ
At the end, Russ is dribbling the ball out.
Did you see the tweet I sent you today?
Yeah. The one where it says something like, when a teacher says to the parent, your kid's really talented and bright, but doesn't really try, and the mom's looking. And you see Embiid.
Yeah.
He looks at him and he eye dodges him.
Yeah.
He won't. And then everybody tried to say that Russ ran off after Joel Embiid met the rest of the Thunder at midcourt. I'm like, Russ doesn't shake hands.
Right.
That's
Never
not his
has.
thing.
Yeah.
He did with, everybody made a huge deal when he did the other day with Ish Smith in Detroit. But Ish played here, and I think Russ and Ish, they made a connection.
Yeah.
And he'll do that. He's not like that with very many people at all. I guarantee he's not doing that with guys like Reggie Jackson, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Put Embiid in that circle. A lot of people are talking about, I got into an argument with a guy on Twitter. Well, I said I got into an argument. I started it, and then somebody else, another writer, actually stepped in and kind of took over.
Yeah, I didn't see that till the next day, and I was like, whoa.
I just kind of let it
reading
roll.
it
Well, the thing was, my point was that if you go back to the 80s, early 90s, those years, players hated each other.
Yeah.
And it wasn't everybody. And that wasn't even my point. My point was Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas.
I was about when fist fights actually happened.
Yeah. And it wasn't like when guys were looking at each other. Not coming from behind and sucker.
Threw the ball at Shaq?
Oh my gosh. White guy. I can't remember his name.
And then Shaq turns around and he kind of runs off.
It was this, that's considered, according to Shea Serrano, one of the most disrespectful dunks of all time because he dunked it, gave him a little
yeah.
and then pushed him down. And it was, he gets so mad. He talks the dude. Why can I not remember his name right now? Oh, it's gonna wear me out. Anyways, you don't see that anymore.
Right.
Guys are all huggy, shaking hands and stuff like that. And my whole point was, it's a different day and age. Russ, people want to talk about how soft the NBA is, but then you see a guy like Russell Westbrook. He doesn't like guys, and that's okay. And this guy was like, no, that's just not it. He's just childish. He's just a baby. He's a diva. And I'm like, I dare you to look Russell Westbrook in the eyes and call him a diva, and let him see if he's a tough guy or not. You want to talk fake tough guys? You can go out west, far west. Okay, I'll get you a little closer to Oakland, and you can find some fake tough guys out there. All right, but whenever you see a guy buck up to Russell Westbrook, Steven Adams comes rolling over.
Are you starting your rant a little early this week?
No, I'm not. But I'm just saying. Well, maybe a little bit. Don't. Anyways, well, I am getting started on my rant. I don't want to do that yet. We need to move on. Okay. Anything else on the 76ers game?
No, I hate to bring it up again, but I think, obviously Roberson's defense was missed.
It was.
And to me, that's going to be something that goes on for the entire season now. But
one thing I pointed out, I wrote about this, was that the defense was competent. Definitely not as good as it could have been, but 76ers did have this says 14 turnovers, but I could have swore it was actually 18. I guess it depends on what number you're looking at. But regardless, forced them into a lot of turnovers. We had, where is it? Points off turnovers. I'm not seeing it. Oh, well. We had 20-something points off turnovers, 30-something points off turnovers. It seemed like it was quite a bit. So whatever it was, it was... The defense was okay. Specifically, Paul George had 4 steals. I think it's not that he's going to have to amp his game up. It's just that he's going to have to be more responsible so other guys can stay involved in the defense. So, anyways, with that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Word from our sponsors. Thank you for tuning in to Crossover Radio with a purpose. Check our sponsors out. They keep us going, and we're grateful for that. So, we'll be right back. And we're going to jump right in with some other topics of conversation. Talk a little bit about trade deadline coming up. We got Craig's top 5 MMA fighters. I'm pretty excited to hear about that. And anyways, so with that being said, we'll be right back with a word from our sponsors. I am fairly certain I may have had your side muted this entire time. Which you'd still be coming through on my side. It just might not sound as well. So I don't know. We'll see. Andy didn't say anything, but...
Oh, yeah. I wondered if the other box, but I didn't...
See, this one was...
Right. I didn't say anything. I thought that was like for the music or something.
I could hear you through my earbuds, so I'm assuming it was okay enough.
Yeah. Are we not worrying about this, or what's the deal? Because it's like so hard to like...
We are still recording.
Okay.
Video. So
it's like so hard to try to keep talking when you're like... Dude,
I'm done messing with it.
I'm like getting distracted.
No, I'm done messing with it because whatever it is, it's not working. But we are still streaming on our video. This will get posted to YouTube later, so thanks for sticking with us during the video issues. I'm gonna have to talk to somebody smarter than me because I can't get it figured out. I don't know what it is, man. I tested it earlier and it worked just fine. I think it may be the mixture of the two programs running at the same time. We need a second computer. So if anybody wants to donate to the cause, throw that our way.
I mean, I just need to get mine fixed.
Do it, man. Because then we can do one for audio, one for video.
I went to Penn Square the other day and didn't take it.
What do I want to run here? I don't know what song I want to use. I'll try this one. Oh yeah, about that time.
We only got like 30 minutes left.
I know, we got to cruise.
Blow through this.
Hey, Thunder fans, we are back. Thunder Things with the Thunder guys, Zach and Craig here. Thank you for tuning in. Crossover Radio app, radio with a purpose. If you're watching on YouTube later, because the live stream
you're not watching it right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, you are not live with us, unfortunately. But anyways, we will.
Maybe one day.
I was telling I was saying on the break that I'm gonna have to get somebody smarter in here to do this, or we need a second computer. We need a studio. That's what we need.
Dude.
Somebody give us a studio.
We just build one.
That'd be cool. If we build it, they will come. I don't know who they are, but
they will be there.
We're running short on time, so we gotta get
time
rolling. We gotta get rolling. We're gonna jump in. Let's go ahead and we'll come back, talk trade deadline, because I am so excited for Craig's top 5 this week. Whoa. I actually pitched the idea to Craig that he give his top 5 MMA fighters. You guys may not know this, but Craig is kind of a well-versed MMA knowledgeable guy. I don't even know how to better word it. But I enjoy watching UFC on a fairly regular basis
Thanks to me.
Because of Craig. If it were not for you, there is no way that I ever would have... I probably wouldn't have done it on my own. Like, it's one of those things, like, if I saw a fight, I was like, oh, yeah, guy's swinging, cool. Like, I'd watch it. But hearing you talk about it, I'm just like, man, you just know all the names of all these things they're doing. And I'm just like... That's just a punch.
See,
and
like,
a grab, and
like when you get to like you can start seeing them transition from different points on the ground. It just makes it so much more fun to know like what each guy's trying to do.
Because there is strategy. It's not just which I used to think that's what it was.
When I first started watching MMA, I only liked those kind of fights. Like if they weren't just swinging for all 5 minutes.
Which those are like the heavyweights, and it's fun to watch. But at the same time, the strategy is fun.
And then, but when they would get up against the cage in the clinch or on the ground, it kind of got boring. But now that I kind of know what each guy's trying to do, it makes those not so boring anymore. So
for you to jump in, let me make sure
my music going?
Yeah.
Tight. All right. My top 5 MMA fighters. This isn't who I think are the top 5 best of all time,
These are just your
but
favorites.
my favorite. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'd hope that they would be different because it'd be boring if you just like the ones that are considered the best.
Right. So,
I think
in my opinion,
I think I can probably guess. I'm gonna say I can guess 4 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna let you say them, and then you just gotta trust me.
Okay. Cool.
And I'll be honest because
Gotcha.
I try to be honest. So I'll be honest.
So coming in at number 5, this is a little bit of a it's like kind of controversial because of somebody else I have on this list, but
now I think I got all 5 since you said that.
Number
Go
5,
ahead.
I got Chuck Liddell.
Okay, maybe not.
The Iceman.
Okay.
I didn't like the guy because he was my favorite. Well, my former favorite fighter. It was his biggest rival, and he always won.
Right.
But I gotta admit, he was fun to watch. He was entertaining. He's one of the all-time greats. And then number 4, I have Forrest Griffin.
Okay, then
do you even know who Forrest Griffin
is?
Man, you need to watch some Forrest Griffin fights.
Now I'm disappointed because I'm wondering who I'm missing.
Forrest Griffin was like the original, like, of the Diaz brothers. Like, he didn't start fighting until he started bleeding. Like, he would just, like, all out. Like, to this day, his face is just not the same because of the way he...
Poor guy.
His defense was taking punches to the face. Like, that's... but no, he was great. Forrest Griffin was amazing to watch. And then number 3 is a currently suspended fighter.
Okay. I had him.
In John Jones.
John Jones, I had him.
In my opinion, John Jones is the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. Just natural ability. He just can't.
He's kind of like...
He's like
but with drugs, the LeBron James of...
Right.
Of,
like, he's just
MMA.
Blessed with this...
He's got
perfect,
a freak athletic body.
His brother's playing the NFL. Like, it's just...
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, like, it's just an athletic family. He's just got the perfect body size, body type. Still has the speed, even though he weighs like 205 pounds, something like that.
When you see one of those long tree trunk legs come flying at your head, I'd be like, ah!
Yeah.
Like, no thanks.
Man, my goodness. So, anyways, I'm thinking he's going to be back and fighting at the end of this year. Hopefully, at least. It's good for the sport. And then number 2 was growing up my favorite fighter, Tito Ortiz. And that's who him and Chuck Liddell had the big rivalry, and Chuck Liddell actually spanked him in the middle of a fight, and it like scarred my childhood a little bit seeing that happen. But Tito was like, I guess with my top 2 you're gonna like notice a trend. Tito was like just this cocky guy who he would talk all kinds of trash. He knew how to push buttons. He actually got it like pick his chair up and throw it at him in the middle of a press conference one time. Like, he just knew how to get under your skin, and then he would get in the octagon and back it up. So fun to watch. And the number 1 is obviously Conor McGregor. And I just want to say that I am not a bandwagon Conor McGregor fan. You can vouch for this.
Yeah, no, that's true.
A guy back in high school told me about him when he was in the Cage Warriors. Said, hey, this guy's up and coming. I started watching his fights. Sure enough, he gets into the UFC. He was the real deal, and I've been a fan ever since.
I ever watched, or the first fight night that I ever watched, he was the headliner with...
was it Jose?
Jose Aldo. And I was already hyped up on him just because of how hyped you were on him. So obviously he was the guy I was cheering for. And watching all the pre-fight drama and stuff unfold and then watching that. But I'm surprised you didn't go with Uriah Faber.
I thought about it.
I thought he might be on there. I really did.
He's a Hall of Famer. I like. There's so many other names I could have put on there.
Oh yeah,
like Dominic
there's a lot
Cruz,
of
Uriah
greats.
Faber,
and I mean, right now he's
Randy
one of your
Couture,
favorites, Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah.
Just a lot of guys. It really is a fun sport to follow. Which this is kind of on the other side of the fighting sport. Did you see the Ronda Rousey news?
Yeah, going into the...
I mean, I can't blame her.
I don't either.
She was never going to real fight again, and she's going to make a ton of money.
Yeah, once people figured her out, she was kind of...
Yeah, I looked into do you know how much the average WWE superstar, like the wrestler, how much they get on average? The number that I saw, I don't know how accurate it was. It was a quick Google search, but the average is $500,000 a year, I think it is. Which I believe is significantly more than most people make.
The average in the UFC for sure, yeah. There's guys in the UFC who can't even afford to do training camps. Like, they have an injury, and then they're just kind of like, well, I can't fight, I guess, because...
So, I saw a lot of people hating on her. I was like, hey, she's making way more money than I'll ever make, and she's not really risking near as much.
And she's probably way above that $500,000,
oh,
too.
Yeah, got to. She filed for the copyright for Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Because Roddy Piper was, like, who she styled her theatrics after, I guess. And I don't know if you ever watched fake wrestling like I did.
Nah, it was never.
Roddy Piper, he'd come out in a kilt, and he was nuts, man.
Yeah.
Bill Goldberg was my favorite. He's from Tulsa. They actually, one of the high schools in Tulsa, I think it was where he went. They retired or put him in the Hall of Fame or something like recently.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
so,
I know we don't have much time, but what do you think about the whole Mayweather McGregor thing? Them going back and forth on social media. Are they just doing it to stay relevant, or are they trying to hype up something that's coming?
We lost the stream, I think.
Does that mean my entire top 5 was...
I don't know.
Man.
We're still recording, so at least YouTube's going to get it. Can't connect the streaming server. Man, I don't know what the deal is.
Click it once.
All right. I think we lost radio connection there for just a little bit, but we're back. If you guys missed Craig's top 5, I'm sorry. It was a good one. You'll have to watch the YouTube stream, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
They'll get it live and in person. So we're live now.
We are on the radio?
We are on the radio.
Okay,
We're
cool.
on air.
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on around here.
Man,
I think my house is haunted.
With 25 minutes. I'll say that.
So let's jump right in
spooks me out.
And move on quickly.
Andre Roberson?
Well, we talked a little bit about the loss of him. We can talk about what's going to happen as a result.
Man, from my opinion, this team was playing, at its peak with Andre Roberson back in this lineup. They went 4-4 during the 8 games that he missed previous to this.
5-4, I think it was.
5-4?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
I thought it was
something like that.
They lost 4 games. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
But to me, I was just devastated because you hate that for the guy, you hate that for his career, but also this team is going to suffer, in my opinion, from it. I was super down. You were trying to get me to find some positives, but I have been the biggest hater of Andre Roberson over the last few years, and I am finally buying into this guy. Yeah. And then he goes down like that, and so.
That's part of the reason I was so upset, because I'm like, no, Craig's finally coming around.
I don't think that there was a team playing better basketball in the NBA than the Thunder were at that time. Golden State obviously was hanging around with the same sort of record, but as far as the win streak that we were on, the Thunder were right there, and they were not getting the attention in the national media for some reason.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, they were right there. They're working their way up, and they're with the 4 right now, aren't they? With a win tonight.
Half a game, yeah. A win tonight will push us into 4. We're 1 behind San Antonio in the loss column, and we have the right now we've got the tiebreaker over them.
Yeah,
because we've beaten. Well, no, we're tied.
So the 3 is possible.
So 3 is definitely in play.
Yeah. 2, Houston would have to just have like a big.
2 is gonna be. Yeah. I really don't see the 2 happening. But
I'm fine with that.
To me, the 3 is definitely...
And that's kind of preseason. We said 2 to 3.
Yeah, 2 was where I had us, and that's where I wanted it. But, shoot, at this point...
Like I said, it doesn't matter.
Take the 3
all that matters, in my opinion, is that you're peaking at the right time. And I feel like that's what the Thunder were doing. And so to see that happen...
Dre going down was not good.
I have lost a lot of optimism about the remainder of this season. I know you're still trying to stay positive, but...
I just don't think we're out. And here's why. There's a lot of things that can happen. I don't think Terrence Ferguson is all of a sudden going to start playing like Andre Roberson.
Yeah.
He was the only starter that was... Well, not the only starter. He was one of the only... Yeah, wait, he was. Yeah, he was the only starter that was minus the other night. And granted, he didn't play as much as the other starters. Jeremy Grant had a pretty decent game, had 11 points. He played quite a bit with the starters. And part of that was just to mix in some of the defense. Terrence Ferguson, I think, might have gotten into foul trouble, if I remember correctly. I can't... he had 4 fouls. So, I don't think he's going to just fill in. I don't know if he's permanently going to be here. And here, I've got a couple ideas. Okay? First off, I thought we were going to make a move, try to bolster the bench a little bit more. Now, I think we're definitely going to make a move.
Yeah, I think you
have to. And I don't really know what it is. A lot of people were saying Avery Bradley. Well, he's out. I don't see the Clippers moving him to us. It's because he can shoot a little, he can cut a little, he can play defense.
I'm not throwing my hands up asking Avery Bradley. Why are people in our mentions talking about Mike Conley? Do they have any idea how much money he's making?
Wait.
Did you just see the people saying that?
Why
would we need that? But
time out. Did they just put their hand into the hat of injured players right now?
His, contract over $100 million?
Yes.
Where are we going?
We literally could not afford him. He has not played almost all. He's played maybe a quarter of the season. Maybe. He's not doing well.
I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but it just cracks me up, these people who sometimes try to question what we say, but then they want to throw out, Like that's not even feasible. Like, anyways,
here's where I'm at. I like Courtney Lee. I think he'd be. I wanted him a couple years ago. I think he'd be good. The move that we would have to make would probably be something along the lines of Alex Abrinas, Josh Hustis,
which I'm fine with.
Sorry, Alex Abrinas, Kyle Singler, and a pick. Which I don't know if we have a pick before like Jesus comes back. We're running out of options with those because we've made so many trades. Besides, I'm just saying that's just kind of where we're at. But I like Courtney Lee. Avery Bradley would have. Okay. I don't really see that happening because I don't see the Clippers trading him after they traded for him. He was really one of the key pieces there. Besides that, I'm trying to remember who else I saw that other people were saying could happen. But when it comes down to it,
we have no idea.
Exactly. We don't know. And I hate when people try to write these articles that say, like, this rumors say. Like, don't give me rumors.
Yeah.
I don't.
Did anybody see Carmelo Anthony or Paul George coming here this
summer? Did anybody
summer?
see Blake Griffin getting moved yesterday? If your name is not Woj or Shams, then just get out of my timeline with your trade ideas.
We should have brought that up during the Detroit thing. They did him dirty by sending him.
Straight dirty.
I don't even really like the guy that much.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They came in and they essentially told him that he was the same as Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela. That's how big of an impact. Did you see the T-shirt at the beginning of the season?
Well, yeah. Did you see that
they
hung his jersey in the rafters?
And they did a faux presentation and all that. And then they up and moved the dude.
My dad is a big Clippers fan, and he's kind of like, well, we don't even know what was going on yet. We don't know the situation. This is why the Clippers suck. I'm sorry. How are you ever going to land anybody now? Like, who's going to go there and believe,
LeBron?
I'm going to become the face of the franchise just to be traded to Detroit?
No, he's going from Los Angeles, California, perfect weather, to Detroit, Michigan.
Have you seen that little gif of Popovich like kind of hopping on a jog? And it said when Blake Griffin's walking into the arena and hears gunshots in Detroit.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
I hate to hate on another city. But man, Detroit.
Especially when you've been living in LA. You're it. You're the face.
I'm not big on California. I would go there for vacation. I would never want to live there. But I'll tell you, I've lived there 10 times before I'd even think about moving to Detroit.
And he handled it well. He took a day and then he sent out...
For a guy who is a complete jokester and always popping off, the Will Smith gif was...
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was great.
But man, he took some time to process it. But here's where I'm going with this. I don't think that we can make a perfect move to fill in Andre Roberson. And here's what I think we should do. I think Terrence Ferguson should get more playtime. Josh Hustis should get more playtime. Kyle Singler should keep staying on the bench. You thought I was going to say he should get playtime.
Keep the man bun.
Alex Abrinas, he shouldn't play right now. I'm sorry. He's not proven himself. I would like to see Patrick Patterson or maybe even Jeremy Grant moving into the power forward spot and see Paul George and Melo slide into shooting guard and small forward. We'll be playing a little bit bigger, but I still think that'll keep us mobile. That'll keep us able to defend at a higher level than if Terrence Ferguson is in, because here's the thing. Terrence Ferguson is a freak athlete, but he weighs 115 pounds or something close
Soaking
to that.
Wet.
Give the dude... I said
this before. Some milk.
Cheeseburgers. Raymond Felton needs to share.
I know he's got plenty to go around.
He's got to have like a one-way tunnel from McDonald's in his locker.
It's like the guy on The Longest Yard that always just like pulls out
the fries that are across your eyes. Cheeseburger Eddie. That's why I call him that. But anyways, I think that's realistically what we need to look like, and I'm not really sure. Are the Thunder going to make a move before the trade deadline? Yes or no?
Yes.
I say yes. What is it going to be? We don't know. Stop asking us. We will report on something as soon as we know. I'm thinking a shooting guard. Obviously, a two-way guard is what we want. We want that Tony Allen type player, even a small forward. we now sooner than later. I mean, what do we got? A week for the trade deadline? February 4th, right?
It was like 9 days, 8 days.
Is it the 4th or the 8th? I don't remember.
We were on 10 days.
1 day, 10 days.
I think it's like
37
a week,
days.
8 days. Something like that.
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's coming up soon. I think something's gonna happen. Let's move on. We got 15 minutes. All-Star game's coming up. We can make a couple comments on this. What'd you think on the draft, the format?
I liked it. I would like to see what they were saying, like, do it like actual like pickup
Televise
style.
it?
Yeah, or like right there. I know they have to like practice, before the game or whatever together. But it'd be kind of cool to like nobody knows who's playing for who, and they just do it right there on the court. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Like everybody
in
line
front
up.
of everybody.
Everybody line up on the everybody line up on the baseline.
They didn't televise it because
they didn't want people's feelings to get hurt.
Get over it. I'm gonna tell our listeners and our viewers. I'm gonna tell you. I've probably told you this before because you were one of my students at one time. I tell my students. I tell my kids. I tell the people that I play on Xbox. Don't get mad. Get better. Don't get your feelings hurt. Get better.
I'm gonna start using them on Xbox.
Don't get mad. Get better. You can't listen. If you don't want me to beat you, don't let me beat you. If you don't want me to be better than you, then get better. That's all there is to it. This nonsense about grown men worried about getting their feelings hurt. Like, in this day and age where society is all about clapbacks and trash talk and all that, you can't be soft. You cannot be in the public eye and be soft. When you signed up to play professional basketball, you accepted that you were going to be scrutinized and under the magnifying glass at all
Made
times.
into memes.
That's
I like what Kevin Love said.
Okay, the greatest of all time has one of the greatest memes of all time.
True,
Crying Jordan.
true.
Okay, and he just takes it in stride.
Did you see what Kevin Love said about where he got
He
picked?
said he was probably last.
He's like, I'm always last.
My favorite part was
when we meet up over the summer. I'm like the last guy.
My favorite part was Russ thought he was last because the list was alphabetical.
Was it Melo was giving him a hard time?
Yeah, and he's like, "See, I told you, Melo!" Like yelling at him across the locker room. And then did you hear LeBron?
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, Russ was definitely last." And he goes, "No, Russ, really? Are you serious?" Like,
yeah.
To me, I bet he was picked first.
Yeah.
I'll take him
for sure.
After the starters, of course.
They said, I like how he said him and Russ have a really good relationship.
LeBron to OKC.
Confirmed.
I've seen that so many times, and I know most people are.
I'm glad Paul George made it.
Yes.
But kind of, I mean,
it's slightly tainted, but it's still worthy. He is still deserving. I was not happy that he was left out, and it's all because of the position format. I'm glad he gets the chance. I'm glad that he's on Team LeBron with Russ, so that should be fun. I hope they get some court time together. I'd really like to see. I'd like to see that. So, anyways,
cool.
Besides that, Demarcus Cousins is out. That's who Paul George filled in. John Wall's now out. Somebody from the East is going to fill in for him. I'm not sure who that's going to be, but maybe it'll be a little bit more exciting this year. The players, if they win, they get $100K, and some of them are just
but what is that? What does that even matter? $100K?
I will put that to good use.
I wish they would do it doesn't baseball, whoever wins gets home court advantage in the world? I mean, if they
home field advantage,
something
that would be nice.
I mean, I guess the All-Star game is better than the Pro Bowl for the NFL, so they got that going.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump in with my rant really quickly, and then we're going to talk the week ahead. And we're going to see how that goes. So,
then we're going to thunder up.
For this week's rant, I got to get my angry music going. Let's turn it up a little. Oh, yeah. There it is. Here's my thing. Social media trash talk. All right? I have been a victim of both sides of social media trash talk. I've been in the habit of arguing with people in latter years, past years, and I've tried to get away from that. And we come into contact with some feisty people sometimes. And one thing that I've realized is that fans of other teams think they know what they're talking about. And here's the thing. We are admitted fans of the Thunder. Clearly, we are not 100% objective. No fan can ever be objective about his own team. That's a fact. So it gets on my nerves when people are like, fanboy, and I'm like, and? Like, I can make comments about my team in favor of my team. That's how it is. And we try to stay objective in certain situations, and that's fine. But just because we disagree doesn't mean you're out of the shop, bro. Just because we disagree doesn't mean that it has to get past a level of civility. And when people start taking cheap shots and making snarky comments, and that's when like last night came into play. 2 nights ago, when the Thunder's playing the Philadelphia 76ers, I made a joke and said, I wonder how many games Joel Embiid is going to have to rest. And some Sixers fan comes into my mentions and he says, actually, you
wrong.
know, yeah, he gets into, Embiid has been cleared to play back-to-backs, and he's playing tomorrow. And so I go, whoa, are you from the future, man? Like, he just knew he was going to play. Guess how many minutes Joel Embiid played last night? 0! So what did I do? I had to reply to the guy and be like, yo, how did Embiid play tonight, man?
Did he ever respond?
No response.
Yeah. I kept looking.
Here's my thing. We need to keep the social media talk civil. Heated conversations are a lot of fun. Low blows and personal attacks are not cool. Save that for you and your moms and whoever else wants to have an argument. Keep me out of it. I'm a grown man. I'm too old for that type of stress. I don't need that in my life right now. Okay? So, that's that.
That's it.
That's it. That's all there is. We can be civil. If you can't, get out. Don't need you. Block me, or I will block you. We don't really block people. We just let them keep talking.
Yeah, in the very beginning, this girl, I don't remember what it was about, but we disagreed on something, and she told me that she was gonna pray the demons out of me.
Oh, please!
I was like, "You're assuming I have demons in me now because
we disagree over, who knows what."
I don't even think I was being mean. I was just like,
well, that's another thing. Social media context, you can't tell connotation, all that kind of stuff. Who knows? All right. We've got about 10 minutes. Let's take a quick run through of the week ahead. We got the Wizards tonight. Old John Wall is out. Sore left knee, having a knee scope done. This Thomas Satoransky guy is filling in from the Czech Republic. Dude played like 12 minutes the other night whenever we spanked the Wizards. So, what are your thoughts on the game?
Especially with John Wall not playing, this should be... I think the streak's going to stay alive. The Thunder are going to have to come out with a level of intensity because I feel like the Wizards, although they're known to be kind of a lazy team who doesn't really put forth much effort, I think they're going to try to come out with something to prove, especially when the Thunder just beat them a couple nights ago. So definitely a winnable game in my opinion. More time with these games, next few games. I don't think the schedule's too tough, in my opinion, coming up.
We're playing some winning teams, but
beatable teams. Nuggets, yeah, nobody with the talent that we have. I think this is a good opportunity for the Thunder to figure out things defensively without Andre Roberson. Try to kind of figure out where they're gonna go forward. So
my concern, playing in Denver is always hard. You're talking about dealing with the altitude. They are 19-7 at home, have a solid home record. Overall, they're only 26-24. They play the Spurs tonight, so I don't know. That's in San Antonio.
Is Denver which has the higher altitude, Denver or Mexico City?
I think Mexico City.
Because the Thunder looked terrible in Mexico City.
El Terrible, to be more accurate. Yes, it was bad. Still, very winnable game. With the way we've been playing, even with Andre going out, I mean, we're a whopping 1-0 without him so far. Got to keep that rolling. Then we move on. Friday night, playing New Orleans, playing the Pelicans, and that game is in New Orleans? No, that's in Oklahoma City. I love playing in front of the home crowd. They are without Demarcus Cousins, Dante Cunningham. I'm sorry, my dude. You are not a solid replacement.
Dante.
He's scored in double digits 3 times, and I think that may be the number of times Demarcus Cousins did not score in double digits, if that many. Anthony Davis has been a bit of a thunder killer over.
Yeah, he's been known to.
I don't know if you still remember that double.
Oh, I remember. Yeah,
I was at the Dust Bowl underneath Fassler Hall, and
I was at my
gathered
grandma's
around
house
watching it. And Westbrook hits a shot. Oh, everybody's going crazy. And then Anthony Davis hits a shot, and it's like, beep, 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 beep. Everybody's cussing.
Yeah, that was the KD injury year, right? Where Russ was trying to.
I believe.
Yeah, so. Russ was trying to do all he can.
Yes, it was because
it was like a precursor for what was
missing the playoffs by a game
because of that shot.
Because of that, it could be.
Well, and then we needed the Spurs to win, and then of course the Spurs rested everybody.
Let's just rest everybody.
We don't
Popovich need suited up to play.
We're still angry, okay?
Yeah, it's whatever. New era. Very winnable game there, and then Sunday 1:00. By the way, I don't know if you saw this. Since Sunset Sunday, the Thunder PR is still trying to roll with that. Sunset Sunday, even though we don't have the awesome jerseys anymore. Here's what I've changed it to: Statement Sunday. We should wear our statement jerseys every Sunday, and it should just be Statement Sunday.
I think we should wear the city ones.
You like them, don't you?
I don't understand. They're not as bad as I would thought they would be.
They look like if I were to give my daughter some colors and a blank jersey and say,
"Listen,
color this."
With the blue shooting sleeve, they don't look that bad.
They'd look better with all black.
Sleeves and stuff. Well, they would look. I thought you were saying the jerseys were all black. Like that'd be cool. Like all black with blue letters.
Dope.
Much more doper.
Much more doper. I'm not worried about the Lakers.
Me neither. They're playing well actually lately. I mean they're I guess what are they 19-30 now?
They won 4 in a row.
Yeah, I mean they're on the come up.
Who did they beat though? New York. Okay, they beat Boston. They beat Indiana. Beat Chicago. But we've beaten them by what, 24 and 150?
Is Lonzo still out?
37. Lonzo, I'm not even sure. Yes, I think he is. Yeah. So, anyways,
all winnable games in my opinion.
Let's keep the streak rolling. We play Golden State next Tuesday. I would love to roll into Oakland with what would that be? 12 game winning streak. That would be awesome sauce.
Awesome. So, from Boston?
I would love that. If that's possible. So, anyways, I think we covered everything, man.
I think so.
Tip-off for the Thunder game is here in about 15, 20 minutes. We are going to go ahead and cut things just a little short. Craig's going to head home and get ready for this game. He's going to get you guys covered with all those live in-game updates and snarky commentary. I don't know if you guys know this. Craig is solid on the live tweets. I'm real good at the play-by-play. I feel like you're just
gassing me up.
No, I feel like I'm really good at the play-by-play, but Craig's commentary is A1, okay? It's comical, it's humorous, and it's fun. You guys should follow at the Thunder Guys on Twitter.
No pressure.
I'm just saying, whoever it is, we like to have fun with it. We like to talk to fans, even if you guys are from other teams. Typically, we don't run into too many of those outside of Houston and Golden State, but had a few Sixers fans the other day who were trying to tell me what's up, and I just kind of let them go.
Some Houston fan responded to the Blake Griffin trade with like Blake Griffin running to the east from Houston, and then like it was like a cop who was like the Houston guy tackling Blake Griffin, and I was like, he was traded. Like, he didn't run to the east. And someone was like, yeah, that's just typical Houston fans.
Chris Paul running to Houston, far away from Oakland as he can, still in the same conference. You could say that same kind of garbage stuff.
Yeah. Anyways.
They're just not very smart down there.
They aren't.
Anyways. If that hurts your feelings, well, you're just going to have to get over it, I guess.
Sometimes Twitter's the only fun part about Thunder games.
Man, Sometimes. Not lately. I think there's been a lot of fun
stuff. It's been, Thunder basketball has been great.
But anyways, thanks for tuning in, whether it's on YouTube, catching the stream after the fact, because I can't figure out how to run anything with electronics anymore, it seems like. Or if you're on the Crossover Radio with a purpose, if you're on the app, if you're online, whatever it is, thanks for tuning in. This has been Thunder Things with the Thunder Guys, Zach and Craig. We will be back next week, different time, because we had to start a little bit early this week, but maybe next week we can get a video stream for some of you guys, because we're a lot of fun to watch, not just listen to. Not just because we look good, but we like to have fun. I feel like we're animated.
The Golden State game's a week from today?
Yeah.
We're going to do a post-game?
Well, tip-off's at 9:30, so post-game, I don't know.
I'll be awake.
I have work the next morning.
I'll be awake.
I'm going to be up and watching the game and then be ready to hit the hay. So, anyways, thank you guys once again. We're here for you. Yeah. So,
see you
that
next
being
week.
said, have a good week, and Thunder up.